Hi everyone, just a few things to talk about today. First one is I got in these BARD 1103 8000 kV Lil Floaters. These are 2 to 3S motors, and I'm running them here on this APIC Racing toothpick frame. Now they have a T-mount, or you can, they don't recommend press-on props, but these HQ prop 65mm seem to be okay. And you can see they have a nice black and gold color, although they do have a little picture of a poop on them. Let's see, and on mine I did have a slight issue on 2 of the 4 motors that I had. The heat shrink coming out of the motors was rubbing on the motor bell, so that was kind of disappointing, so I did have to trim away the heat shrink on 2 of them, so I just ended up removing the extra heat shrink on all 4 of them, and it seems okay. Other than that, they seem to be very nice quality, very smooth, and looking good. And let's see, the props I do want to run them with are actually these HQ prop 3x2s, but at the moment I don't actually have a frame that will fit. But that being said, I just got an email from Gnarly FPV saying that the 3-inch Primo frame is going to be shipping in a couple of weeks, so I had that pre-ordered, so hopefully that'll come in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll be able to try these props out on that Primo 3-inch frame. Unfortunately though, I won't be able to run these motors on that frame, and I'll show you why here. So you can see the motor only has 2 mounting points, which you would think would be great, because the Primo frame only has 2 mounting points, and it works fine for 2 of the motors, but for the other 2 motors, they're going to end up wanting to be sideways, and if you mount them so that the screws are actually in the right place, the motor wires are going to be sticking out of one of the sides, so that's a little bit unfortunate. I'll have to get different motors for that, or just run, maybe I'll try the Hyper Lites. And let's see, so I'm running it in this APIC Racing toothpick frame that you might have seen before, and the same iFlight F4 all-in-one stack with the little not stack, but the all-in-one board with the stackable VTX. The VTX is down here, here's the board, and I have a RXSR receiver just tucked under there, and I flashed it with the Access firmware from my X9 Lite, so there I'm running the latest stuff. However, where I'm not running the latest stuff is on the flight controller, thanks to a very helpful viewer, Jeremy, pointed out that I should probably be running Betaflight 357 on my toothpick builds, and sure enough, he was absolutely correct. No oscillations, I was able to give it full throttle, didn't even have to use any scaling. It flew like a dream, so I couldn't be happier with that. So thanks again, Jeremy, for pointing that out, and I'm sure I'll just be running 357 on all my toothpicks until maybe 4.1 comes out, which actually, I recently heard 4.1 Betaflight's not going to come out till October, so that's kind of nice actually. It's like months away, you don't have to even worry about it. So I'm going to continue running 357 as Jeremy suggested I do, so that was great advice, thank you. And also, let's see, the camera I'm running here is the Runcam Nano 2, and then the Canopy, that's actually my own design Canopy. Came up with this. I wanted to see how minimal I could make something, just using 2 mounting points. Sits between the connectors, so connectors are exposed, but I didn't mind that. And then the little battery mount that I made. So if you want to run something like this, you're going to need pretty long screws. Like this is, I think, is the 2x20 screw in the front, and then these are 2x16 on the side. I'll put the files for this up on Thingiverse and put the links below in case you do want to print it yourself. And if anyone's interested, I could put some up on eBay for sale, I guess, maybe for $7 or $8 with shipping. I'll put maybe 5 of these up for sale if anybody wants them. And so the flight I'm going to show you here is with these motors and the Betaflight 357 and this, my own Canopy, and it seemed to work well. I didn't see any jello. And it has a pretty good range of adjustability here. You can go, let's see, about 10 degrees all the way up to, well, at least 75. So I'm pretty happy with how it came out. So there's that, and another small thing slightly related to that is I did a little design for a lightweight sail flight canopy, which you can see here. So this way, because you know the stock canopy is awfully big, isn't it? And this weighs like 5 grams. It doesn't need to be this big. And the one I made here is about 2 grams. It doesn't really have any camera protection, but it is very light, and I put a little loop in here to stop the antenna from folding over. It should protect the connector, should protect that connection a little bit better. So yeah, there's a little sail flight canopy. I'll show you a brief flight with this as well, just to show there's no jello with that. So same thing, I'll put the files up for this on Thingiverse, and if anybody really wants one, I'll put some up on eBay. But anyway, so I'll leave you with just a couple of flights. First one, I'll show you this thing flying with these motors, full power and 3S. I think I only go full power maybe once or twice, but I do at some point reach 100% throttle in the flight, and you'll see the thing was fine. So excellent. Betaflight 357 on toothpicks, that is I'm a believer in that now. And let's see, and then I'll show a brief flight just with this just to show how the canopy is working. But anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.